Hello, everyone. We are the Burrows, and we just wanted to come on and just spread a little wisdom on marriage and dating. We were talking about how the enemy is really trying to destroy kingdom marriages, a man and woman of God, and trying to break them apart. And then we was talking about how singles, just not waiting on God, trying to move forward with the person that they think is for them, and how the enemy has them distracted because they want to get married and they want to move forward in life, I guess. But we were just talking about how the enemy is just so busy trying to unravel the plan of God in our lives.
Yeah, he's busy. He's on his job. And he's discouraging a lot of people. But we got to remember, if we are children of God and we're following him, we got to follow his leading and not our own. We can't allow ourselves to go in our own thinking, because our own thinking is going to lead us astray. And that helps the enemy to destroy us, because we're not following God. And he loves that life when we be disobedient to him. So it makes it easy for him to disillusion you and distract you and move you out the way of your purpose. See, we don't realize that when you becoming a couple, you don't realize the purpose that you're really becoming a couple for. When we really get a chance to really see what's really going on in our lives, that's why we have to spend a lot of time with God. And God will open up, it will open up our hearts and our minds so you can see what he's putting together. We're so busy trying to put things together for us and our feelings, and God is trying to put you together for his purpose. And when you don't line up with his purpose for your life, like, you become frustrated, you become ill-minded, you become discouraged, and your emotions take over. But when you're following the purpose of God, you see that it's more to it than what it is to you two. We all fall into that. We all fall into the beginning because we don't take the time to follow God's plan.
Yeah. And we don't know, and a lot of people aren't teaching that you have to wait on God to send that purpose your way. A lot of people call it your purpose partner. When God puts you with a person, he puts you there with that person for a purpose, for his plan to be fulfilled. And God bring you together, and the enemy fights you hard when you finally get together with the one that God has for you to go forward in life. The enemy fights you hard to try to break you up so that plan would not go forward. So you got to fight hard as a man and woman of God in a marriage, because you know that the enemy is coming and he wants to destroy what God has brought together. So you can't let him do that. You got to fight together as a couple, because the plan is great that God has. And then for those that are single, the enemy will try to have you just be complacent with the person that you with, and that's not the person that God has designed for you to be with. That isn't a person that is not in God's plan for you, but you just settle in that place. So a lot of us are settling with people that we should not be with, and God can't put his plan together until we surrender and say, okay, God, what is your will for me? What is your will for me is on who I should marry? What is your will for me on the person that I'm even married to right now? How can we stay together? How can we fight together? God, everything goes back to God. The enemy is fighting hard to destroy godly kingdom marriages right now. It's on the rise like never before. Burning out, we have to fight. We have to fight in order to maintain what God has put in us. And when God finally puts you with the person that he purposed for you to go into ministry with together, it's going to still be a fight. It's going to still be a struggle. But the thing is, you have God leading you and guiding you. And the person that you're with, you're pushing each other. You're building each other up, and you're letting each other know that we can do this. We can do it. It's not the time to walk away when things don't look like it's going your way. It's the time to dig in and go in deeper.
Amen. You have to realize too, you always hear the saying that it's a piece of cake. Well, understand this, that your purpose is always going to be under attack. And it's not a piece of cake. That's the reason why you're supposed to dress up in the armor of God. Now, if it's going to be a piece of cake, then why would you have to put on the armor of God?
Right.
The attacks are real. The attacks are to discourage you, to destroy you, and to take you out. So every day, every moment of your life, if you're under attack, you can't take it easy. You can't relax. You can't allow to be impatient, because impatience grows you. Being patient develops something in you.
Right.
And every step you take toward the purpose of God, you're going to have to be patient with. Because one, you got to be redeveloped. You got to be transformed. And it takes time to get you where you need to be.
That's right.
And so before you can walk in the purpose of God, you got to be changed. And so when you're changed, then you can walk in. But until that time, you're going to find the struggle is real. You're going to find that there's no way that you can do what you're supposed to do without knowing what you're supposed to do.
Amen.
And without allowing the Lord to go ahead and have his perfect will in you. Because he has to change some things in you. He has to rewind you, rewire you, and reassess you and realign you with him on a deeper level before you can walk in the way you're supposed to walk. There's no such thing as I got this. There's no such thing as that. Every day you're going to be tested. Every step you take is going to be challenged. So you have to go into the mindset, I got to do this with the Lord. I can't do this without the Lord. And there's no way you're going to do it without him.
Amen.
When you get to the mindset of thinking that you got this on your own, you're setting yourself up for failure.
That's right. And if you are a kingdom couple and you have found out that the heat is turned on in your marriage, not your time to run away from each other. It's your time to gather together, get some strategy, get some plans from God, and fight together on your marriage. Because if you're not in a fight right now, it's coming. Because the enemy is trying his hardest to break up kingdom marriages. Don't fall prey to that. Don't fall victim to that. And single men and women of God, know who God has purpose for you to be with. Because when you're with the right person, God's plan can come into effect for you. Don't be in a hurry. Don't rush, and don't go try to find the person for you. Let God bring that person into your path. And once God does that, you'll be amazed at all the things that God can do through you. So be encouraged on today. Though the plan may be very heavy in your marriage, in your single season, though it may be heavy, know that God has a plan for you. You don't have to abort that plan. Just say yes to his will, yes to his way, and just surrender to his plan. He knows what he's doing. He knows who is best for you. And if God hasn't sent that person into your life yet, know that you're not ready for that person. It takes some time for us to get ready for the person that God has for us. And once we're ready, God will bring that person our way so we can fight together. The fight is never over. You just learn to fight together with God leading you and guiding you.
Amen. You have to be patient. You got to be patient with you, for one, and you got to be patient with what the plan of God is, because he's not going to put no more on you than you can bear, and he's not going to put nothing on you that you're not ready for.
Amen.
So you have to allow the Lord to mold and shape you into what he needs you to be. Yes. Your mindset got to change. You got to grow in areas which you never thought you had to. But you do. It's not like when you were out in the world, you didn't. You just go to this person, oh, okay, we broke up because we couldn't get along. When the purpose of God is to get you prepared for what he has for you. Amen. So you'll walk together in his purpose. See, we're so used to getting involved with people that are not with the purpose of God. We're not even ready for the purpose of God, and we're trying to get with somebody because we're not even thinking about the purpose of God.
Amen.
But it's important for us to get the mindset, if you're walking with God, then he has you there for a purpose.
A purpose.
And you got to get that mindset that, well, okay, we're here for a purpose. Kingdom building purpose. So if you don't have the mindset of a kingdom building purpose, then you're not ready.
Right. And God puts people together for a purpose. It's not all about how he or she looks. It ain't about none of that. It's about God's will being done in the earth. So when he brings you two together, it's for a big purpose. But it's not going to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. God has his selected people that he put together to build this kingdom that he has on this earth, to build it together. So we encourage you Do the work that God has called you to do. If you're married and going through struggles and you're a kingdom couple, stay together and build together. Don't run from the trouble. Run to it, because you know that God is with you every step of the way. Don't give up in this season, because there's greater for you.
Amen.
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 So God bless you all.